All right, let's follow the steps to annotate and find evidence for appeal to emotion. Our first step whenever we annotate a piece of writing with more than one paragraph is to just lay out for ourselves how many paragraphs there are and what number they are. So when I'm writing about it later, I can say, oh, in paragraph 1, in paragraph 3, in paragraph 5, okay? So let's start by taking the screenshot. That'll be the first step whenever we close read. Because close reading always involves annotating something. So next up, we're going to number the paragraphs. A greeting is not a paragraph, and a heading and a date are not a paragraph, so I don't need to worry about those. So I'll start here. 1, 2, 3, and I'm having a hard time doing these. So let's zoom in. 4 and 5. The nice thing about zooming in is it'll stay in the same place even if I zoom back out. Okay, so that was our first step. Take a screenshot and number the paragraphs. Now, we're looking for evidence of an appeal to emotion. So I'm going to need to read through these paragraphs and then find one or find some place where I think the author is trying to get me to feel a certain way. He's not arguing with logic and facts, and he's not arguing with an appeal to authority. We haven't really talked about those very much, but there is a special place in here where he's really trying to get us to feel a certain way. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to have you pause and read and find for yourself what you think. Okay, welcome back. At this time, I'm going to dive into the paragraph that I think has the appeal to emotion. And the paragraph that I think is the most closely related to appealing to emotion is paragraph 2, because it's all about making people feel excited about this machine, the Stampjector, right? And and in particular, I think this sentence here, "It is so cool," is a dead giveaway. So I'm going to highlight the evidence there. The first reason you should give me money to make the Stampjector is it's so cool. He says it's an extremely exciting little device. And he says, just think of it, the needles are so small, you can't feel it. That's more of like an argument from a fact, but he's talking about how cool it is and how exciting it is. So that makes me think this is an appeal to emotion. Ooh, and I also see as I keep reading, just think of it, I read that, now you might be thinking if the needles are so small, won't they get lost? But the tiny needles on the Stampjector are all super glued together, so they definitely won't ever get lost. Ooh, he's arguing against counter arguments. And then he says, it's totally awesome. That's another appeal to excitement. He's trying to get me to feel excited as I read. Okay, and now I have some evidence to use when I answer questions about that. So my last step is to prove my answer to a question. And you'll see that in the next part here in just a moment.